Hi, how are you doing? This is Pastor Cheryl. Um, I've tried doing this several times over here tonight and not getting through it here, but we'll try it again. And so, anyway, we are doing John 4, starting at 46, the second sign, healing of an official son. He went again to Cana of Galilee, where he had turned the water into wine. There was a certain royal official whose son was ill at Capernaum. When this man heard that Jesus had come from Judea into Galilee, he went to him and pleaded with him to come down and heal his son, since he was about to die. Jesus told him, "Unless you people see signs and wonders, you will not believe." "Sir," the official said to him, "come down before my boy dies." "Go," Jesus told him. "Your son will live." The man believed what Jesus said to him and departed. While he was still going down, his servants met him, saying that the boy was alive. He asked them at what time he got better. "Yesterday, at 1 in the afternoon. The fever left him." They answered. The father realized this was the very hour in which Jesus had told him, "Your son will live." So he himself believed, along with his whole household. Now, this was the second sign Jesus performed after he came from Judea to Galilee. Now, this narrative only has two items in here that Jesus is in red, that Jesus actually spoke. Right there, and down further, right there. Here we go back to healings and children again. You know, children are very important to people. They live for them. Their whole life is their child. You know that. And so anyway, trying to skip through this, we are going to have a healing service. Try several times a healing services in our outdoor chapel this summer. I have a friend who is a faith healer. I have two friends that are faith healers. One of them is like Pentecostal, and the other one is spiritualist. And I think they'll get along. I really do. The spiritualist believes it's energy that comes from his hands and rubs them together, and he creates a ball. And if you could do this at home, you could feel it. Some energy right there. It's very interesting. Now, this other one, this girlfriend, and I'm hesitant to invite her because she gets to be a kind of a know-it-all. So please keep her in prayer. And so together we are going to do this. And there is a problem though. Across the way, we have a neighbor who owns a vacant house. There's no one in the house. But he had the road closed, 10 feet of the road closed right in front of our chapel. It seems kind of sacrilege, don't you think? It's because his property line extends out into the corner of that road, and there's a little pie piece in the road that that he owns. So if anybody crosses the road, this is like Billy Goat's gruff, a little Norwegian tail, a bit of Billy Goat's gruff. If anyone goes across that little strip of land, he calls the police. So I have the NAACP on it because that is a black historic area where we had black settlers, and now they're not allowed into the chapel. but neither is anyone else. It's everybody. But I have some friends who are of color. We don't even see color anymore. They see color. We don't see it. And and they are upset by this. A lot of them don't take it serious. Like, come on, this is, you cross over this little corner of the road way over there at the edge where you're crossing over, maybe stepping on that little piece of land, actually a foot, right there, because he has a surveyor's stake. And if you're not stepping on the other side of the stake, which is on rocks, by the way, old people can't walk on rocks or land that's at a tilt. There's kind of a shoulder there. And no one takes this serious. Like, you're serious. He wants us to walk on the shoulder of the road and then on these rocks, big boulders, for a creek that's there. But this guy will, because he doesn't want our people meeting in our chapel. It's infringing on our rights. It's infringing on everything we believe as Americans, because he claims he's the only one that has rights. So they claimed they shut down the road, and now we could write newspaper articles about him and put him on the radio. And I did a sketch, and it's around here somewhere. It's in one of these notebooks. I did a little sketch of this. See if I could find it now, because I have two little notebooks, and I do some sketches in here. And they're identical. This is how I write my sermons. But for this little thing here, for these, I don't. I just read, and then we ad lib. Well, I found one of the sketches, but not the other one that I was hoping to show you. Okay. I will show you this one. We have this road that is here, and this is his land. If you could see this little edge that goes out here. And this road is too steep to be used. We don't use it. We tell other people not to use this road. It's very narrow and very steep, like a 45-degree angle. So we tell them to come in here and either park, there's a gate back here, and walk. But then you have to realize we're dealing with some elderly and handicapped people. So they park here. And he has a house back here. He calls them up. No, he has a house that's way back here. Anyway, he calls them up and calls up the cops on him. And then he put this log we're supposed to cross over here. And there is a road that was started back here. This is where the gate is. See, I'm looking at it backwards here. This is where the gate is. And there's a little road that was started, but they didn't finish it. And it goes on up here. All they have to do is finish this road, and they could bypass this guy's little corner. They don't want to do that. So meantime, they're going to put up with this guy making these false police calls. I call it false, because this is stupid. So he put this log across, so they step over where they can. I mean, this land is not completely flat. It's flat here. So which are elderly and disabled, they're going to cross over where they want. And they left a gap over here there's a telephone pole, and that's where most people want to cross. But even if they cross here, he's calling the cops. But we're supposed to cross over here where he put the log, keeping them from being there. And this is harassment. He usually does weird stuff, like he throws cut down trees, logs, giant rocks, and he'll throw them all along here and all up through here, so no one can get in there. And he claims they're supposed to use this road, but it's so steep that it scares people. It's that steep, so they don't use that. They park back here, and and have to walk. But some of these people are in wheelchairs and crutches, and we're an older group, and so anyway, with the NAACP is in charge of this now, and if they don't do anything, then I guess it goes to civil rights, which Iowa civil rights, they don't do anything. They just let it sit around for a whole year. A whole year. That's Iowa civil rights. I'm not kidding. So anyway, please keep that in prayer, as we are planning on having a few little healing services, and then we'll let my friend, the fundamentalist and the spiritualist, which should be interesting, the spiritualist minister, join in with the services, and invite people. We advertise with the radio, all the radio stations in town, not just some, but all of them, and the local newspaper, and the River City Reader. They're number one. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for putting up with me. And peace. Peace. No war. Pray for peace. Thank you. Bye-bye.